Actually, I'm not eating like I used to. Over the last year, I've lost about 45 pounds. And I gained about 20 back. Then I lost about 10. I think on average, I think I'm actually having a wide weight loss of about 300 pounds right now. So I've actually been struggling with weight my whole life. And I'm trying to figure out if it's struggling with weight or if it's really struggling with exercise. You know, I thought about being more athletic, but then I realized I could just buy the trophies. So, somewhere inside me, there is a skinny guy trying to get out, but I can usually get him to shut up. Usually get him to shut up with a couple of beers. So, anyway, it is kind of amazing though, because I can hang pants in my closet, and after a couple of years, they shrink 2 sizes. So, anyway, finally what got me off my butt was a visit to my cardiologist. Bob, oh, there you are. God bless him. So, there is something about Jews and cholesterol. I don't know if it's our ritual diet of chopped liver and pastrami, but so I'm sitting in Bob's waiting room, and I get called back. But there were so many condiments in the waiting room, we had to finish our menu first. So, Bob calls me back, and I don't remember what my cholesterol was, but he told me I was going to regionals. So he actually did put me on some great meds. The problem is I don't have great insurance. So I get the bill back from the mail order pharmacy. It was $750 for 3 months supply. That's $3,000 a year. Susan said the gym is like half that, and with the difference we could buy new carpet. See, I didn't think that was funny. So, I didn't really get a logic, but I realized I had new Verizon television, so I was going to sit and watch cable instead. So has anybody ever seen, ever heard of P90X? It's an exercise program that they sell DVDs on TV, usually like at 3 in the morning. Well, it should be called Pee into a Catheter, because it would send me to the hospital. I mean, there's a disclaimer at the bottom of it, and it says, everyone over the age of 40 became deceased during filming of the show. Well, it turns out the distance between my TV and the fridge was not giving me enough exercise. So I decided to call my health club up and get directions. And I do have to go early in the morning, because that way my brain hasn't quite figured out what I'm doing. And, you know, but I've gotten into it, starting to jog something now other than my memory. And I'm taking a weightlifting class from 2 guys named Hans and Franz. And these guys obviously have no idea what it's like to sit on a couch. And this whole thing flies right in the face of everything I've ever believed in, which is no pain, no problem. So, you know, though, when you do lose a lot of weight, you kind of create this reputation, though, that you have to keep up. You know, what are you doing? How are you exercising? What are you eating? What are you avoiding? I mean, this is really a lot of pressure. You know, and I've heard commercials for doctors who have private waiting rooms. You know what means a private waiting room? Krispy Kreme. So, especially when that hot light is on. I mean, that's... anyway, and then, of course, there's people who always want to give you advice, right? You know, you're not eating Splenda, are you? You shouldn't eat Splenda. Splenda's bad for you, right? Well, actually, according to Wikipedia, I had to look it up. So according to Wikipedia, in 1975, Splenda was invented as an insecticide. And it was something sweet that would attract the insects, but of course it was not toxic. So they decided to give it to humans. And it does have a slight side effect of creating short-term memory loss. It's actually, you know, in 1975, and apparently too, you know, you can't eat sweet and low because that causes cancer. So I decided to use both, because that way if I get cancer, I just won't remember. Well, anyway, so speaking about Wikipedia, I got to tell you that this is very obvious to me that this is no longer the baby boom generation. I was just reading the paper yesterday, you know, and Sam Bradford from Oklahoma State just got drafted by Denver, and his quote in the paper was really kind of funny. He said, I'm so excited. Ever since I was a kid, I dreamed of being drafted. Okay, I can tell you that's definitely not what we said growing up in the 60s. And about this new generation, how many of you guys have Facebook accounts? Right? How many of you know somebody who uses Facebook like way too much?
This guy, right here.
How many of you guys are thinking about Michelle Nicotera? It's okay, she's actually not here because she's doing Facebook. What, you know, it's really kind of crazy. It really is kind of crazy. I've got all these friends, or people, I should say, from high school, who are trying to friend me. It's like, be my friend, be my friend. It's like, I didn't like them then, I'm not going to like them now. And then this is true. I have an old roommate from college. And he tried to friend me. He says, hey, are you the Paul Moskowitz who went to the University of Maryland? I'm like, yeah, you're the Annie Pittsburgh, still owes me $40. Didn't hear back from him. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I do like Facebook. It's about the only place I can talk to the wall, and that was like an idiot. And I will tell you, it is really good. I mean, I've got two 20-year-old twin boys, of course, never call them. So about the only way I can tell that they're still alive is from looking at their stats, of course, on Facebook. And they went to Israel over winter break, and one of the stats said, saw lots of soldiers with guns, but got shot down by the girls. So I knew everything was normal. So actually, I think that I'm getting a little bit addicted to Facebook, and I know I'm not alone here, right? When you post something, and then you stare at the page, right? Look, I got 3 thumbs up, I'm so excited! And then, or then worse yet, you know, you post something, and then nobody replies back. It's been like 10 minutes, like, well, no, what's wrong? Well, anyway, seriously though, I would rather check my Facebook than face my checkbook, so I guess I'm up for it. And listen, I want to make sure though that when I check your Facebook statuses tonight that you guys are all very kind to us here tonight. And I'll see you guys next Rosh Hashanah.